Hi everyone, my name's Ashley and I work for Kaplan Test Prep here in Austin. I want to say thank you for having me at the first AED meeting of the semester. I'm so excited to be here and talk to you guys a little bit about the MCAT and what Kaplan's got going on here in the next couple of weeks. So first things first, who needs to take the MCAT here in the next year? Who's testing this year? Excellent, so I've got the event for you. So we are doing a free practice MCAT. It's going to be February 9th and it's at 10 a.m. here in Austin. And I really encourage you guys to come out and take this exam. So it's going to be about 4 hours long, but at the end you're going to get an excellent detailed score report that's going to tell you exactly how you did, all the way down to the different subtopics of the exam. So I've actually got that up on the board behind me, and you can see what that looks like. So I kind of wanted to just show you guys what your final score report will look like, and this is just from a practice test. So you'll be able to see your total score. You'll be able to see how you did by section, and then you can actually break down the sections into subtopics. So for example, you can see that in the biological sciences section there was 3 nervous system questions, and I got 1 out of those 3 correct. You can see that there was 2 endocrine system questions, and I got 0 of those correct. I'm obviously not a science person, but the point I mean to make here is that it's a really great analysis of where you are, all the way down to the content that's on the MCAT. So this is a great opportunity for you guys to see what's on the test, and you never want to take the real MCAT for practice, trust me on that. So if you guys fill out those information cards that are in front of you, there's actually a box in the top corner that says sign me up for a free practice test. So make sure that you check that box off, and as we come around and collect those, we'll sign you up for that event on Saturday, and you'll get some follow-up reminders and emails about that as well. For those of you that are testing in for those of you that are testing in April or May, I would encourage you guys to start looking at taking a prep course sooner rather than later. You need about 300 to 350 hours of study time for the MCAT, and so really we find that students start digging into the material and that you're relearning or reviewing concepts that you haven't seen in a while. So make sure that you give yourself adequate time to study for this exam. And we've actually got a class coming up on February 13th, and that's going to be a Tuesday-Thursday class, and there's 2 options, so that can run right up until April testing date or right up until May. So that will work for all of you that are testing in April or May. And I just want to talk a little bit about Kaplan as well. So why Kaplan, right? I can tell you that we're going to give you the most official AAMC practice. We've got 8 AAMC exams, and we've also got their self-assessment package, which is basically a content diagnostic. We're going to give you the best teachers out there. So all of our faculty have scored in the 90th percentile on the MCAT, and they're great resources just to have. They're approachable, they make learning about the MCAT fun and interesting. And then we've also got just the best resources for you. So we have our adaptable learning engine that's exclusive to Kaplan. It's going to track all the questions that you answer from your practice tests, your quizzes, your homework, and it's going to be able to do a really great analysis of exactly how you're doing, all the way from the sections of the exam back down to the subtopics. So again, it mimics kind of what I showed you for our practice exam, but it's so much more in-depth. It's actually going to recommend workshops for you based on where you're having trouble within your online resources. So really detailed, and we're going to help you study smarter and not harder. And also with Kaplan, everything we have is mobile enabled. So you can study on your iPad, on your phone, anything that gets the internet. And I'm sure you're like, why would that, why do I want to study all the time? But that 30-minute bus ride that you may have from point A to point B, open up your Kaplan MCAT application, and you can, watch pre-recorded lectures, you can take a practice test, whatever it is, you can do it right there on your smartphone or your tablet. So again, come out to the free practice test, see what Kaplan's all about if you're not ready to commit to a class right away. And then, I think you'll find that in the end, when you look over your score report and you're able to see exactly how you did on that exam, you'll see how much of a value a Kaplan course can be to you. One last thing I want to mention, we are working with Teach for America, and so every one of these information cards that gets filled out, we are going to donate 50 cents to Teach for America. Also, if you're interested in being contacted by Teach for America, you can write TFA at the top of that information card and we'll pass your info on to them. And then there's also the Teach for America contact up in the slide right here. So if you want to reach out to them locally here in Austin, you can do that as well. So again, thank you guys for having me. If you ever have questions about the MCAT in general or Kaplan courses, my info is on the screen as well, and we're located right next door to the co-op on the drag. So thank you guys for having me, and I'll let you get back to your meeting.